The title of today's blog post is "The Meaning of Life: To Be Happy and Never Let Your Mind Set into a Mold." Have you become ossified? Has your mental dexterity become fumbling? Maybe your mind has set itself into a mold. Here is a way to break that mold and be mentally free again. Tara came through the door of my office with a confused look on her face. She was 37 with 3 kids and a husband, dressed casually and comfortably, brunette, about 5 feet 5 inches tall. And I said, "Come in, have a seat." And she did, and I said, "You look confused." "I am, Dr. Bob," she said. "It doesn't seem like I can shift mentally into second gear or more anymore." She said her patterns of living and reacting were all the same. Mostly stuff she'd learned as she was growing up. Her kids were even saying, they were teens, that she was very much stuck. No new ideas, no trying of new things, not even any new recipes. So I launched into the usual pattern, myself, of seeing if she had any trauma of any kind that associated itself or might associate itself with mental inflexibility. We could find none. I asked her then how her religious life was going. "Oh, it's going quite well. I do all the right things," she said. I say all the right prayers. I attend church most every Sunday. Feel guilty when I don't attend church. Worry about my kids and husband going to hell when they die. I asked her, "Well, how do you feel about yourself and going to hell when you die?" Well, she said, "I've got that all taken care of. I was saved when I was 10, and I've been sure of heaven ever since." So I said to her, "I think what you have is what I call a molded mind." Now, she found this strange and humorous all at the same time. She wanted to know what I meant. I told her that I thought her mind had been kind of poured into a mold like that which is used for gelatin. And her mind had molded itself to the pattern of that particular mold. And Tara allowed her mind to be shaped like that mold, and that's all she had. And her ideas had hardened into dogmas. Dogmas last only a short time, especially in this age when the internet and other factors cause knowledge to increase, double, in fact, almost every 6 months or less. Basically, she followed her religion so closely that she made her mind ossify, harden. She seemed so inflexible in mental activity because she could not see the dogmatic state she was in. It's God's way or the highway was the fashion in which many people were putting it then. Sometimes they were trying to be funny, sometimes they were laying down a doctrine. And one has to be very, very careful with doctrines and dogmas while not watching them carefully. They often turn into lies made of concrete, molded into certain templates. Into those templates, everything else must fit, from family life to new recipes. Startled, Tara blurted out, "How can I become unossified?" "You've got to find the meaning of life," I told her. "The meaning of life is to be happy. Happiness never allows the status quo to remain in terms of our relationship to the world. You've got to break the pattern and the mold. You've got to do that by making contact with God." "But I pray every day," she said. And I said to her, "Are they the same prayers?" She went pale. "Yes," she said, "they are exactly the same and have been for as long as I can remember." "Tara, you need new prayers. Better yet, you need spontaneous prayers. You need to pray as if everything is new every day, because it is. You need to meet God in your prayers, and when you see God there, you'll see that God's love is unchanging, but the universe, God's universe, is ever-changing." "How do I do that?" she asked. "Simply sit quietly and let your thoughts flow. When the time comes in your quiet time, then you address specific concerns that you have in that particular moment. Eventually, after some weeks or months of practice, you'll be free of the tyranny of ossification. Oh, it's frightening at first, but you'll be mentally more limber and supple again, because it is so much more easy to free yourself bit by bit from religious habits that no longer serve the longer you practice these spontaneous kinds of prayers. Over several months and 3 more appointments, Tara was mentally free. Never let your mind or your spirit settle into the pattern of some worn-out mold like ancient gelatin. The meaning of life is to be happy, part of which is finding life new every new day. Never let your mind set into a mold. This is Dr. Bob for you. All contact information can be found at the end of this video or in the text of this blog post. May you and all sentient beings know happiness and the root of happiness.